We all know it's happening. Guitar stores are closing down. Just 8 months ago, I did a video walking around Dublin city centre documenting the last few guitar shops that are still open after yet another one closed down. And while it's sad to see, it's also somewhat expected too. Small independent guitar stores face fierce competition, high overheads, and in the age of online buying, some just didn't adapt quick enough. It is sad, don't get me wrong, but with the frequency that this is happening, it's not really surprising either. What is surprising and unexpected though is when a large store closes, and not one but two major retailers, not just physically but online too, have closed within the last week. That's 7 physical retail outlets gone, and over 300 jobs also gone. The first to go was the Guitar Amp and Keyboard Centre, also known as GAK in the UK. They've been in Brighton business since 1992, and they've got a large physical store, but not only that, they started online retail at the right time. They were successful in it, or so it seemed at least. See, just last week, without any warning, the store was closed, the website was taken down, the Reverb store was emptied, all sales ceased. And that included for those who had already ordered things too. There were rumours circulating, but they were just rumours. There was no official word from GAK. But it seems that those rumours are true, as a notice of intent to appoint an administrator has been filed in the courts. As to why this happened, well, like all businesses, it was probably an accumulation of things that just overwhelmed it. But after looking at the accounts, there is maybe some hints as to what happened. You see, GAK was pulling in millions of pounds in sales, but sales aren't everything. I think a big misconception in the music industry in general is that music retail has the same profit margins as other retails have. Some other retail businesses, you could have a profit margin of 50% on a product that you sell. It's not even close to that in music gear. Okay, so this is the Guitar Amp and Keyboard Centre Limited. This is on Companies House, and we can view their account filings, and I'm going to show you a few of them, and you may be able to see a picture being painted pretty quick. So let's start with 2020, okay? The turnover was £26.5 million. But this might surprise some people. The cost of sales was £23.2 million, meaning that even after selling £26.5 million, they walked away with £3.3 million. But that's not walking away, because they have administrative expenses, the expenses being £2.9 million, meaning that they then had £377,000 from £26.5 million. 377,000. Now they did have other operating income that brought them up by 45 grand. They have interest and other expenses which cost 4,000 for the year, and then tax was £112,000. But the profit for the financial year was £306,000. That's 2020. 2021, something similar, nearly £30 million turnover. But again, 26.5 million in cost of sales, leaving them with 3 million, or 3.4 million. Then you've got the administrative expenses, you've got the rent, the electricity, the employees, and then the owners need to be paid too. Cost £3 million. So the business walks away with 429, again calculate it all up, they pay taxes on it, they walk away with £357,000 from 30 million turnover. Here's the thing, that's the accounts up to 2021. After that, things start to change drastically. In 2021, at a certain point, GAK was sold to a pair of investors, and well, the accounts indicate that something changed. Okay, so you've got 2021 on the right here. That's our close to 30 million turnover. For 2022, though, you have 23 million turnover, which is still not a small sum, but again, you'd expect the cost of sales really take that down quite a bit, 21 million. You're left with 1.6 million. The administrative expenses, though, are where things start to affect business, because it's 2.5 million. They only made 1.6 million from gross profit. So they were in a deficit. Now that was made up for with the other operating income. Where that came from, I'm not sure, because it went up significantly from the year prior, from 20,000 to 869,000. But it left them with an operating profit of £15,000. Now then you also had your interest payable and similar expenses. That's another close to £4,000. Profit before tax £11,000. Tax on profit. Profit for the financial year went from 2021 being £357,000 to £12,000. And this continues. This is the last accounts that we have access to for 2023. We got 21 million turnover. Again, that's not a small amount, but also cost of sales 19 million, so gross profit is 1.8. The administrative expenses cost more than the gross profit. It's 2.5 million, so they're down 723,000. They get some high enough operating income, just enough to cover those expenses. They walk away with 14,000. Then they have interest and similar expenses, which is 7,000. They walk away with £9,000 profit for the financial year. £9,000 from a £21 million turnover. So GAK is closed, and I mean, it could be purchased in the administration stage, but this affects people. Not only does it affect the employees, it affects the potential customers that could have bought something, but it also affects the past customers who maybe today paid for a pre-order. That's going to affect those people too. But GAK weren't the only large music retailer to close this week. Another 3-letter named retailer, BAX Music, has been declared bankrupt. BAX was the biggest music retailer in the Netherlands, with 6 physical stores and over 300 employees. And they too weren't just big physically, but they had an online presence for most of Europe. The reason for their closure is reportedly a few things. Like everything, there's always a few things that stack up. One of which was a fire in 2023, which did affect a lot of their stock in one of their stores. But the other thing is, they were in debt to a number of creditors, including the Dutch tax authority. The co-founder of BAX, Johan BAX, said, "It went wrong since Corona. Then professionals stopped performing. We received Corona support at the time, but of course, it still had to be paid back." There also has been talk from the other BAX co-founder saying that there is interest in relaunching the brand and there's investors interested. But maybe that'll happen, maybe it won't, but we know for now this has been a significant closure. In the space of just 1 week, the UK have lost a major music retailer. The EU have lost another major music retailer, 6 stores, 300 employees. That's huge. And let's not forget that just a few months ago, in May of last year, Sam Ash in the US closed all of its 42 locations. Another major closure. Retail in the music industry is getting harder and harder, with brands big and small opting to go for the direct-to-customer sales approach, with big brands like Fender and Gibson even going so far as to opening up their own physical retail stores. If this is the trend, then it's looking more and more like the guitar stores that we grew up with will continue to fade away. And I worry that with each closure, we get closer and closer to a monopoly. Okay, that's the video. Like it if you liked it. It's a bit of a sad topic, but you know, like the video anyway. Leave a comment below if you have any thoughts on this stuff happening. Make sure to subscribe. You can even turn on notifications if you feel like being a legend. But subscribe because, you know, of course you're going to watch another video. Go on. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.